All right, let's get right into it. Earlier this year, online payments were changed forever. And honestly, you probably didn't even notice. We're going to pull back the curtain on a piece of forgotten internet history, a protocol that's been just waiting in the wings for decades and is now ready to completely upend how money moves online.
You've seen this a million times, right? We all have. You click a bad link, you mistype a web address, and boom, there it is. The classic 404 not found. It's basically a digital landmark at this point.
And then there's this one. For all you developers out there, this is probably the stuff of nightmares. The dreaded 500 error. That sinking feeling when you realize something you built has just crashed and burned in production. Yeah, it's the universal sign for, oh no.
But there's this other status code in the family that almost nobody has ever seen in the wild. What in the world is 402? It means payment required. And for the longest time, it's been the ghost in the internet's machine.
Yep, you heard that right. This code was officially put on the shelf, reserved for future use, all the way back in 1997. The web was just a kid back then. So for nearly 30 years, it's just been gathering dust, waiting for its moment. And well, that moment is finally here.
So why bring it out of retirement now? What problem could this old code possibly solve? Well, it solves a huge one, the micropayment problem. It sounds like it should be simple, but why is it basically impossible to charge someone just a single penny for something online?
Just look at this number. It's insane. This represents your profit margin if you try to charge 1 penny for, say, an API call using a typical payment processor. After they take their standard 30-cent fee, you're not just losing money, you're running at a negative 3,000% profit. It's a business model that's just dead on arrival.
And because of that ridiculous math, we're stuck with this clunky, old way of doing things. You know the drill. You got to make users create an account, verify a credit card, buy a monthly subscription, or load up on a big bundle of credits they have to keep topping up. It's a hassle, and it creates so much friction. But the X42 way, it promises something way, way smoother.
And that brings us to the hero of our story. It's a new protocol from Coinbase called X42, and it's designed to do one thing: dust off that old 402 status code and finally crack the micropayment problem for good.
So what is it exactly? Protocol X42 hijacks that 402 code to trigger direct wallet-to-wallet payments. The magic words here are instantaneous, frictionless, and, this is the real kicker, zero platform fees. It blows the doors wide open for true pay-as-you-go services.
I love this quote because it just nails the whole concept. Imagine if every single time someone accessed a bit of your data or used your service, it was like a tiny little cash register just automatically collecting a fraction of a cent. No middleman, no fuss. That's the power we're unlocking here.
Okay, so you're probably wondering how this all works in the real world. Let's do a proper step-by-step walkthrough, and we'll start with what the everyday user is going to see. Let's start with you, the user. So first, you try to get something that costs money, like hitting an API endpoint. Immediately, the server hits you back with that 402 payment required code. Then your browser pops up a little prompt asking to connect your crypto wallet. You click approve on the tiny transaction and boom, payment sent, and the resource you wanted is delivered instantly. No signups, no credit cards, just a direct, simple payment.
Okay, now for all the developers watching, this is where your jaw might actually drop. The setup is it's so easy. You install the package from NPM, you add a single line of code to whatever server route you want to charge for, and then you just plug in your wallet address and how much you want to charge. Seriously, that's it. And here it is. This is literally the line of code. You just call this one function, pass in your wallet, and a little config object with the price. That single function call is your entire paywall. It's just unbelievably elegant.
So let's just recap the biggest features here because they are game changers. 1, the payments are instant. 2, zero platform fees eating away at your money. 3, no more forcing users to create accounts, which gets rid of so much friction. It can handle payments smaller than a single cent. And finally, and this might be the most important one for what comes next, the entire thing can be automated.
And that last point isn't just a feature. It's a doorway to a fascinating and maybe slightly terrifying new frontier. We're not just talking about people paying for things anymore. We are talking about the future of machine-to-machine payments.
Just try to picture it, a whole economy just buzzing along, run by autonomous AI agents. One AI needs a piece of data, so it frictionlessly pays another AI a fraction of a penny to get it.
Another AI needs a burst of computing power, so it instantly pays a server for a few milliseconds of processing time. This protocol is the financial plumbing for that autonomous future.
And that brings us to the final and kind of provocative thought here. This technology is incredibly powerful, no doubt. But when you create a system that lets an AI spend money on your behalf with zero friction, well, it really makes you stop and wonder, who's really in control? Definitely something to think about.